What's up, Star Wars fans? This is Unmistakably Star Wars, the show. I'm Tyler, and this is episode 1. We're so excited to share what we've been working on with you. On this episode, we've got Devin in the news. Alejandro is going to talk to us about how not to talk to a woman, according to Anakin Skywalker. And then you and I will chat a little bit about what this show is all about. So here's where the fun begins.
Greetings, Tauntauns. You've intercepted another transmission from the USW News Desk, your source for happenings throughout the Star Wars galaxy. It's been another eventful week as we count down the release of Star Wars The Force Awakens, so go strap yourselves in because here's where the news begins. This week on the Howard Stern radio show, host Howard Stern interviewed The Force Awakens director J.J. Abrams. In the interview, Abrams discusses what it was like to screen the unfinished film to Disney execs, describing the experience as both horrifying and making him nervous beyond words. So basically the same thing fans felt when our first new footage of the Star Wars saga in over 15 years involved characters in cheap-looking costumes, wielding faux Asian accents, and discussing trade negotiations. In fact, I'm still scarred from watching Anakin carry Padme's suitcase on Coruscant because it was the exact same one I had purchased from Costco the week before. So JJ, we get it. We're all a little bit nervous as the last few grains of sand drip out of the hourglass and the release of The Force Awakens is upon us. Also in the news this week, Lucasfilm attempted to calm fears caused by recent acts of global terror and reached out to fans, requesting those attending the new film do so without their trusty blasters by their side. Despite Lucasfilm's dismissing of the fact that stormtroopers are notoriously poor shots, the request drew strong reactions from the Twitterverse, with @Corey Applegate weighing in. This is to protect the costumers as much as the patrons. No one wants to see a fan hurt because he was mistaken for the shooter. Offering a slightly different take and running contrary to the Donald Trump point of view was @Ryan Jeske, who proclaimed, as a member of all 4 major fan clubs, I agree with the disarming. Safety first and enjoyment of events is more important than a fake blaster. But perhaps the most notable comment came from Asad Kahawa, who stated, I just got paid $6,784 working off my laptop this month. And if you think that's cool, my divorced friend has twin toddlers and made over $9,000 her first month. It feels so good making so much money when other people have to work for so much less. This is what I do. So if you're planning on attending The Force Awakens with your trusty E11 or DL44 heavy blaster strapped to your side, be prepared to be turned away. But if you're interested in making money on your laptop or dating a single mom of twins, the Force is indeed with you. In related news, director J.J. Abrams discussed another classic Star Wars item that wouldn't be making an appearance in the new film. Clothing like that of Leia's gold bikini. In an interview on Good Morning America, Abrams was explicit in his desire to have The Force Awakens be a shared mother and daughter bonding experience, something that would display strong female roles without objectifying the characters. And while this show believes that that is indeed a fantastic idea, we're wondering if Lucasfilm shouldn't also extend the ban on toy weapons to include men showing up in Leia's slave attire, something that is perhaps more troubling than plastic blasters. Finally, director J.J. Abrams disclosed his appreciation for Adam Driver's assistant pre-take yelling in order to get into his character. Driver plays the mysterious and menacing Kylo Ren, whose obsessive interest in Darth Vader is second only to the obsession and weirdness of Jennifer Jason Leigh's character in the film Single White Female. According to the interview, Driver would apparently yell so loudly that sound engineers would take off their headsets or mute his mic during his pump-up process. This wonderful ferocity, reports Abrams, made him perfect for the role. So that's what my mother was doing when she yelled at me throughout my entire childhood, getting into her character. Well played, mother, well played. And now, for real-time weather in the Star Wars galaxy, let's check in with our on-the-spot weather correspondent, Tyler Sharp. Tyler, how's the weather on Camino today?
I'm going to say it's raining.
Thanks, Tyler. That sound means only one thing. It's time for this week's rant. Known to millions as suave, super atheist, and fairly smart dude, Neil deGrasse Tyson recently weighed in on the ever-present debate Star Trek versus Star Wars. This time, Tyson delivered his soliloquy as to why he believes the Starship Enterprise is superior to the Millennium Falcon. His argument, as reported, consists of these points. 1. Tyson states the Enterprise is fake real, as opposed to the Millennium Falcon, which is just fake. Sir, you're viewed by some as one of the most brilliant thinkers in our modern time, and yet your fundamental argument here is fake real versus fake. Is this some kind of fancy Common Core logic you're using? Because I'm not tracking. Nevertheless, let me ask you this. Could the Enterprise successfully navigate its way through an asteroid field while being chased by a large capital ship such as the Enterprise? Could the Enterprise fit into a giant space worm hiding inside one of those asteroids? Could the Enterprise make planetary landings without specially designed and constructed docking bays? Could the Enterprise fly undetected to assist Allied fighters in attacking the Death Star? Or maybe I should just ask this. Which version of the Enterprise are we referring to, sir? Since they apparently have to keep making new ones, unlike the time-tested and never replicated Millennium Falcon. Secondly, Tyson's next point is that the Enterprise is, and I quote, the first ever spaceship that was not designed to go from one place to another, was only designed to explore. First of all, sir, the idea of just exploring is what most men tell their wives when we can't find our destination without GPS assistance, so that rationale is crap. Secondly, I need to remind you, sir, that the Enterprise's period of exploration was only supposed to last for 5 years. So if the Enterprise was so badass, why didn't they have a calendar on board? Seems like a member of your fake real crew should at least set a reminder alert instead of running up the costs for the greatly overextended mission costing taxpayers billions of fake real dollars. Finally, Tyson doesn't end his foolishness there. He also says the Enterprise would win in a one-on-one military battle against the Millennium Falcon. But Mr. Tyson, your fake real ship is a scientist ship with fake real scientific crew. Their mission is to explore, not engage in military conflict, so your previous arguments actually defeat your arguments here, sir. The non-combat tested multiple-person crew piloting a ship that required synchronicity with flight and weapons is no match for a seasoned, battle-tested pilot with a smaller, more agile ship. Not to mention, sir, we've already seen how a small one-man fighter can destroy the biggest technological terror in the galaxy, aided by the Millennium Falcon. However, Neil, here's what's most important. Your argument itself is moot. You're comparing a larger capital ship to a much smaller ship, each created for a very different purpose. It's like comparing astrology to astronomy, or eclipsing binary to astrometric binary, or astrophysics to the Houston Astros. Besides, in the end, we all know which one chicks dig the most, which is all that really matters. Something that even you can't argue with. That's it for this week's rant, my little tauntauns. For continued insights and musings, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at unmistakably.sw. Find us online at unmistakably.starwars.com, and don't forget to subscribe on iTunes. That's the news, and I am out of here.
Growing up, Star Wars taught me many things, like how to be racist.
This is outrageous. Only money.
It taught me where babies came from,
There was no father. I can't explain what happened.
and it also taught me how to aggravate an entire generation. The most important lesson that Star Wars taught me was how not to talk to a woman. Hi, I'm Alejandro Martinez, and I'm here today with Anakin Skywalker to help us learn how not to talk to a woman.
You are in my very soul, tormenting me.
Today's lesson is about the initial conversation about expressing your feelings to a woman, or as I like to call it, the approach, when proclaiming your love to that special, special woman. Here are some things that you'll want to avoid.
The closer I get to you, the worse it gets. And now that I'm with you again, I'm in agony. If you're suffering as much as I am, please tell me. My heart is beating, hoping that that kiss will not become a scar.
And my personal favorite,
Believe me, I wish that I could just wish away my feelings, but I can't.
Good job.
well put, Obi-Wan, well put. Now you might be the type of guy who thinks that, you know what, those type of lines might jam with my personality, or you actually think that they might work for you. Well, if you do want to go that route, just make sure you don't say this.
Your presence is soothing.
If you do, just be careful for her reaction, because it may be... I know that would be my reaction. So, as a recap, you want to avoid words like agonizing, tormenting, scarring, any type of pain because of her physical presence that would cause you to be asphyxiated. It just would not work out for you. Thanks for watching this edition of How Not to Talk to a Woman with Anakin Skywalker and Alejandro Martinez. Tune in next time to where Anakin and I teach you how not to act like a child.
It's not fair.
In front of your woman.
Normally at this point in the show, we'd have a conversation about fun and interesting topics in the Star Wars universe. Things from trailer breakdowns to the cultural impact of Star Wars. We want to make sure that we're bringing you high quality, informative, and entertaining content. We are Star Wars fans just like you, so come along on this ride with us in the coming weeks, months, and hopefully years. That's all we've got for this week's episode. May the Force be with you.